Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Supreme Collection of September 2025. To help me answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for watching my silly videos. I hope they're helpful. Most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1 we have Dead Island 2, a chaotic, gory, and over-the-top survival romp that knows exactly what it wants to be. Pure zombie-slaying fun. You step into the blood-soaked streets of Los Angeles, a city split into distinct districts like Bel Air, Venice Beach, and Beverly Hills, each filled with sun-drenched luxury and hordes of the undead. The real star here is the combat. Swinging golf clubs, electrifying pipes, or drop-kicking zombies into pools of fire feels absurdly satisfying. The gore system is disturbingly detailed, letting you dismember, melt, and pulverize the undead in ways that make every fight gleefully brutal. While exploration reveals intricate environments, side content often boils down to resource hunting and crafting weapon upgrades that quickly become redundant. The loot cycle can feel excessive, and puzzles that hint at deeper mechanics rarely go anywhere. Still, the world shines when you run into bizarre side characters straight out of GTA's playbook, from washed-up celebrities to influencers chasing clout in the apocalypse. The story is breezy and often very dumb, leaning into Hollywood satire before veering off into standard survival beats. But Dead Island 2 doesn't need narrative weight. It thrives on its campy tone, slapstick violence, and the freedom to cause utter carnage. Guns are available, but melee and environmental kills are where the game really flexes its creativity. At the end of the day, this is not the thoughtful zombie epic some might want. It is messy, silly, and disposable. But if you want to smash skulls with style, you'll have a blast. And number 2 we have Construction Simulator, a realistic construction simulation game. It allows you to indulge in a construction field without leaving your home, featuring finance and business management mechanics, along with an engaging story. This version is significantly larger than its predecessors, incorporating numerous real-life brands. You will find that Construction Simulator is all-consuming, thanks to its manageable yet in-depth gameplay. It's not a casual experience, rather, it is designed to keep you engaged for hours. With 2 unique locations, a German-inspired village and an American city, there is a variety of jobs, landmarks, and characters to explore. The game's goal is straightforward. Run your company, make a profit, and help each town flourish. Along the way, you'll hire or buy new equipment, learning new skills, and create impressive buildings. The realistic mechanics and straightforward gameplay make it easy to get hooked. The balance between challenge and reward ensures you're never overwhelmed. Your career revolves around completing complex contracts, earning XP, and cash to purchase new machines. With over 90 vehicle brands, like Bobcat, Bell, and Caterpillar, you'll be spoiled for choice. You can choose to manually drive to job sites or fast travel for a fee, keeping the action flowing. While the graphics could be more polished and the music does not always match the theme, the sound effects are fantastic, adding to the immersion. The excellent controls and tutorials make mastering the complex machines easier than expected. With massive maps, plenty of tasks, and multiplayer action for up to 4 players, Construction Simulator is a must-play for fans of the genre. And number 3 we have Lens Island, a game that blends building, farming, and crafting with dungeon crawling and open-world exploration. You wash into the shores of a tropical island, but don't expect cannibals or animals wanting to bite your head off, as you'll be welcomed with some very hearty music, as if you've just been welcomed home. It is definitely more positive than, say, The Forest. This game looks to do away with intense survival situations like looking after 5 different indicators for you to even breathe, or putting you in undue stress. Only indicators that you have to look out for are health and hunger. You already have the capabilities to build a variety of structures, together with the tools required. The game doesn't tell you what to do, and it is up to you if you want to be a lumberjack building your home, or an adventurous cave dweller. Amongst its beautiful coastal beaches and trees, you will be collecting various resources to build things like wood, stone, clay, grass, limestone, etc. etc. The freedom given to you is a blessing, as you won't be stressing out to survive. But it is also a curse because, well, you have to figure out your own goals rather than be given specific goals. The game is missing the pull of incentivized moment-to-moment goals, which can be a huge turnoff to some. Even the town felt a bit dead, as nobody has any quests for you, and you aren't pressured to save anybody in trouble. However, a recent expansion called Uncharted Waters added islands, biomes, and 10 new dungeons for you to explore.
all of which will have you traveling around the sea. While previously you can travel to caves to do some combat with no real objective, this time around the 10 new dungeons will have boss battles lurking within. You can upgrade your character's skills via a skill tree, and buy or craft even more weapons and items than ever before. Additionally, you can start building your paradise home on an island with an expanded arsenal of materials, items, and storage. If you get tired of foraging for things, you can always cultivate your own with your own farm. You can also use machines to automate your farming. But if you like a more relaxing survival building game, this could be a game for you.
And number 4 we have V Rising and Sinister Evolution DLC Pack. A game that stands out in the crowded survival game genre with a unique take on vampire survival. In this game, you step into the shoes of a resurrected vampire, surviving in a world dominated by humans. You aren't the usual overpowered vampire trope. Instead, you start from scratch, constructing your castle, gathering resources, and hunting for blood to grow stronger. The game poses challenges, requiring strategic thinking and resourcefulness. Combat involves battles against vampires, humans, and nocturnal creatures, with the added complication of being vulnerable to sunlight during the day. The diverse enemies and demanding boss encounters promise substantial rewards for your efforts. Despite a lack of major marketing, V Rising received positive reviews for its innovative approach to survival games and robust crafting and action mechanics. Selling over 1 million copies in its first week, it has been both a commercial and critical success. However, criticisms include occasional bugs and glitches and concerns about weak endgame content impacting the game's overall polish. Pros of V Rising include impressive graphics, satisfying combat, ample content, and a fair yet challenging gameplay experience. On the downside, the game can feel grindy and repetitive, common in survival games, and persistent bugs may affect the overall enjoyment. V Rising offers a rewarding and unique vampire survival experience. With impressive graphics, engaging combat, and diverse activities, including castle building and exploration, it presents a well-crafted and challenging game. If you're a fan of vampires or survival games, V Rising is definitely worth exploring. This pack includes a Sinister Evolution DLC, a cosmetic DLC that lets you embrace your inner plague chemist. You step into a darker, more twisted side of vampirism, dressing your character in plague-inspired attire while riding a biomechanical steed powered by toxic fuel. Your castle transforms into a laboratory of eerie beauty, filled with glowing chemical lanterns, stained glass, and sinister decor. While the pack doesn't change gameplay, it's a stylish expansion for those who want their vampire to feel like a mad alchemist. If you enjoy unique aesthetics and supporting Stunlock Studios, this DLC is worth adding to your collection. At number 5 we have High on Life and DLC Bundle. A shooter game developed by Justin Roiland, co-author of Rick and Morty. Set in the universe of the animated series, the game offers a bright and humorous adventure that may not appeal to everyone. The game features witty and absurd jokes, along with crude humor, and its reception depends on personal taste for Roiland's style. Despite its shortcomings, High on Life manages to engage players and has received positive reviews. The gameplay revolves around a sociophobic protagonist who must save Earth from an alien drug cartel. Assisted by various characters, including sentient guns with unique abilities, players embark on a humorous and action-packed journey. The game offers a range of weapons and abilities, allowing for entertaining combat and satisfying exploration. While High on Life has its strengths, such as interesting characters, a solid plot, and well-developed world building, it also has some flaws. The game features excessive chatter and intentionally annoying elements that may test players' patience. Additionally, the game's limited number of locations and enemy types may leave players wanting more. Despite its imperfections, High on Life delivers an enjoyable and humorous experience, especially for fans of Rick and Morty. The game showcases the developer's passion and creativity, and although it may not be perfect, it holds promise for future releases from the Roiland team. With its fun shooting mechanics, original voice acting, and developed world detail, High on Life offers an entertaining experience for approximately 8 to 12 hours of gameplay. This bundle includes the High on Life High on Knife DLC that puts the spotlight on Knifey, the deranged talking blade you've always wanted to stab things with. You travel to Paroxys, a salty wasteland, and then board the grotesque Muxilon HQ, which feels closer to survival horror than the base game ever dared. Knifey finally gets his time to shine with a brutal chainsaw upgrade, while you also wield the hilarious new pinball gun BALL. The humor doesn't always land, but the chaos, gore, and absurd creativity make this a short yet worthwhile expansion. And number 6 we have Still Wakes the Deep, the Complete Collection, a tense Lovecraftian horror adventure bundling the oil rig thriller with its epilogue, Silence Rest. You play as Kaz, a Scottish electrician caught in a North Sea disaster where an ancient entity awakes. Base game delivers cinematic pacing, atmospheric sound, and body horror set pieces that keep you tense. The gameplay is streamlined, linear traversal, environmental puzzles, stealth and QTE moments, plus frantic platforming as the rig fails. You fix systems, navigate flooded corridors, and improvise escapes, avoiding grotesque enemies rather than fighting them. Tension over combat. The game's medium length, around 5 to 10 hours, and optional story mode make it accessible to horror fans seeking a focused narrative. Presentation is a highlight. Photoreal visuals, strong voice acting, and ambient sound, creaks, storms, and muffled voices sell the rig's peril. The working class crew bring personality, and subtitle options help with dialect. Siren's Rest sends you back 10 years later as Myri, a diver exploring the sunken wreck. Its underwater claustrophobia and moody tension offer a different tone, but the short 3-chapter structure, about 2 to 3 hours, struggles to match the base game's emotional weight. Underwater movement slows pacing. It is atmospheric, but it lessens set-piece variety. If you favor focused narrative horror with excellent presentation, this complete collection is a solid buy. Expect the main game to be the highlight though. Together, the complete collection is the best way to play. The main game's gripping core is essential, while the DLC provides a moody, if not essential, coda. At number 7 we have Mutant Year Zero: Road to Eden Deluxe Edition. A tactical RPG that combines XCOM-like strategy with real-time exploration, set in a post-apocalyptic Sweden, populated by mutants. You'll control characters like Borman, a gruff tank, Dux, a sharp-eyed sniper, and Pharaoh, a sneaky shotgunner, as you navigate the zone in search of a missing ally. The game's unique twist on stealth adds depth to the turn-based formula. You can scout enemy positions, set ambushes, and use abilities like moth wings to gain tactical advantages. This sense of control over engagements makes every encounter feel personal. However, against tougher foes, the reliance on silent takedowns fades, leading to drawn-out battles centered on maximizing your damage output through weapon upgrades and skill optimizations. Exploration ties the world together with interconnected areas, filled with resources, weapon parts, and environmental storytelling. Yet, the pacing can drag as you search for scrap to afford vital gear. The game's charm shines through its sardonic humor and distinct character design, but the experience occasionally falters with repetitive mid-game enemies, minor bugs, and a story that ends just as you are settling into its rhythm. At around 15 hours on normal difficulty, the campaign feels short for the potential depth of its mechanics. While the late-game skills and characters beg for further exploration, the game wraps up before fully delivering on its premise. Despite this, Mutant Year Zero is a tense, atmospheric strategy game that gets much right. You'll enjoy its mix of stealth and tactics, though it leaves you wishing for just a bit more. The Deluxe Edition includes Mutant Year Zero Seed of Evil, a DLC expansion that takes the already excellent Road to Eden and makes it even better. You face a new invasive plant threat, spreading through the Ark while gaining access to fresh maps, missions, and upgrades. The highlight is Big Khan, a moose mutant whose versatile abilities bring new tactical options and much needed serious tone. Combat remains a smart mix of stealth and XCOM-style strategy, forcing you to think ahead. Despite tonal inconsistencies, the sheer amount of quality content makes its expansion a must-play. At number 8 we have Haste, a momentum-driven roguelite that feels like a love letter to 3D Sonic gameplay, but with tighter design and addictive loop. You play as Zoe, dashing through procedurally generated levels while a deadly wall of miasma hunts you down. Your goal is simple: keep running, jumping, and landing cleanly to build speed and charge your hoverboard. Each smooth landing fuels your momentum, letting you glide through ramps and obstacles with fluid precision. Power-ups between stages add strategic variety, while boss fights keep you on edge. What makes Haste special is its exhilarating sense of speed. You feel the rush of perfectly executed runs, chaining boosts, and improvising through chaos with controls that remain sharp and responsive. It's the kind of game you can pick up for 10 minutes or lose hours to without realizing. The comparison to Sonic Adventures 2 opening level is spot on. Only here, the experience is endlessly replayable thanks to roguelike systems. Visually, Haste is vibrant and charming, with occasional frame rate dips during downtime that never hurt the action. Its soundtrack matches the pace with pulsing electronic tracks that drive you forward. The story and characters exist, but you won't care much. It's the gameplay that makes it shine. Haste succeeds by stripping away distractions and doubling down on what matters: speed, momentum, and fun. It is easy to learn, difficult to master, and nearly impossible to put down once you're in the flow. If you like roguelites or fast-paced platformers, you need this. And number 9 we have Metal Hellsinger Complete Edition. A rhythm-based first-person shooter that marries the intensity of metal music with fast-paced shooting action. The game offers a unique blend of gameplay elements, resulting in an intriguing but not flawless experience. At its core, Metal Hellsinger combines rhythm-based mechanics with FPS gameplay, creating a unique genre mashup. The game features exceptional soundtrack, with every track composed and performed by Two Feathers, a seasoned music production house known for their work in Battlefield 4 and Warhammer Vermintide 2. Gameplay in Metal Hellsinger combines elements from Doom and Crypt of the Necrodancer, encouraging you to maintain combos and keep your fury meter high by shooting to the rhythm. The deliberate pacing and challenging combat make the game stand out from other rhythm FPS titles, emphasizing precision over speed. While the gameplay shines, the game's narrative falls short of expectations. You play as the Unknown, a vengeful soul on a quest through the 9 circles of hell. Although the premise is promising, the story becomes overly convoluted and struggles to maintain engagement. Voice acting is uneven, with Past the Skull's narration often feeling out of place. Despite its narrative shortcomings, Metal Hellsinger offers replay value through Torments, boss rush arenas that provide new power-granting sigils. These arenas are enjoyable and contribute to a character's progression. In conclusion, Metal Hellsinger is an entertaining and unique experience that successfully combines rhythm and FPS gameplay. Its exceptional soundtrack and deliberate combat mechanics set it apart, although the story and voice acting leave room for improvement. Despite its flaws, the game offers an enjoyable and challenging adventure that metal and FPS enthusiasts will appreciate. This edition includes the base game, plus Dream of the Beast, Purgatory, and Essential Hits pack, adding new weapons, outfits, and anthems from Christina Scabia, Matt Heafy, and more. Even licensed hits like Feel Good Inc. and Down with the Sickness keep the action fresh. If you crave fast-paced gameplay fused with music, this edition is essential. And number 10 we have Squirrel with a Gun and Wild Bastards Double Pack, a quirky indie bundle that throws you into 2 completely different but equally eccentric experiences. In Squirrel with a Gun, you take control of a small but heavily armored rodent. You explore a suburban sandbox, steal weapons, fend off secret agents, and cause chaos while hunting golden acorns. The humor and absurdity are undeniable. You will laugh the first time you watch your squirrel blast enemies backward or jet around with recoil. Unfortunately, the charm wears thin as you notice floaty controls, clunky aiming, and occasional bugs. It is silly fun in short bursts, but its novelty fades quickly. Switching gears, Wild Bastards delivers a roguelike strategy shooter hybrid. You lead a gang of colorful outlaws across a branching map, making tactical decisions before diving into first-person shootouts. The comic book art style, neon sci-fi aesthetic, and character variety give the game flair. Each outlaw comes with unique abilities, and managing them across missions adds tension, especially with the ever-chasing posse forcing you to move forward. The strategy layer works well, but the combat itself can feel repetitive, with lackluster boss encounters and shooting mechanics that don't fully match the creativity of the premise. Still, the roguelike progression and squad management give it depth, encouraging you to keep experimenting. As a double pack, you're getting one hilarious sandbox chaos simulator and one tactical space western shooter. Neither game is perfect, but together they provide a mix of absurd comedy and strategic action that keeps you entertained if you embrace their quirks. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is a mixed bag. Solid lineup, questionable price. On one hand, you're getting heavy hitters like Metal Hellsinger Complete Edition, Still Wakes the Deep, and V Rising, which is an absolute banger if you're into ARPGs with survival crafting. On the other hand, the bundle price doesn't feel much different from waiting a few days for the Steam Autumn Sale. If you're itching to play now, it is decent value. If not, patience and your wallet might win out. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.